All right, let's dig into a tool that is seriously changing the game for how businesses handle risk. It's called a Risk Management Information System, or RMIS for short. We're going to break down what it is, what it does, and why it's so important. So let's jump right in.
But first, to really understand why this technology even exists, let me ask you a question. When you think about a company's total cost of risk, things like insurance premiums, safety programs, the whole shebang, what do you think is the one thing that costs them the most money?
You guessed it, it's the actual financial hit from claims. For most companies, how often claims happen and just how expensive they are, that is by far the biggest driver of cost. And that is the exact problem a modern RMIS is built to solve.
So how do you get a handle on those costs? Well, you have to start by getting control of your information. And the best way to think about a modern RMIS is like a central command center for every single piece of your risk data. We're using the system from Hub and Origami Risk as our example here, and it does just that. It brings everything into one personalized view.
Now, the heart of this whole command center is the dashboard. The idea is to stop all the frantic searching through old spreadsheets, emails, and different websites. Instead, every user gets their own screen that instantly shows them the big trends and, this is the key part, lets them drill down into the nitty-gritty details with just a click.
And this is what you get to see right away at a glance. We're talking about recent claims activity, what's happening right now. You can see how severe those claims are, spot trends happening at one location but not another, and even compare your performance against industry benchmarks. It's all right there. No more digging.
Okay, so we've seen the big picture. Now let's get into what is probably its most critical job, taming your claims data. This is really where an RMIS goes from being a nice-to-have to an absolute necessity. It takes a process that is often pure chaos and turns it into an automated system that actually gives you real insights.
And look at this before and after. It says it all, right? Before, your data is scattered everywhere across all your different TPAs, or third-party administrators. It's a mess of manual tasks, hidden details, and disconnected files. But with an RMIS, suddenly, all that data is in one place. Workflows are automated, you get analytics instantly, and photos, documents, everything is attached right to the claim. It's a complete game changer. So here's how easy that makes the day-to-day. You need to find a claim? Boom, you look it up, it's right there. You can review its entire financial history in seconds. All of your notes, all of your tasks are managed electronically inside the system, and you can attach critical files, like photos from the scene of an accident, directly to that claim. It just works.
Okay, but here is where it gets really, really powerful. A good RMI doesn't just manage claims by themselves. It starts connecting the dots. It links that claims data to every other piece of your company's risk puzzle, and that creates a single, unified picture of what's going on.
And here's how that chain reaction works. The system connects your claims data to your insurance policies. Okay, that makes sense. Then it links those policies to your specific company locations and their property values. Then it connects those locations to your vehicles and equipment. And finally, it ties all of that back to your safety recommendations. See? Everything is suddenly talking to everything else. This all happens through different modules inside the system. You've got a location module, for example, that holds all your property data and can even generate things like OSHA logs automatically. There's a policy module that tracks every detail of your policies, limits, exclusions, all of it. And you can attach scanned copies of the policies right there. No more running to the filing cabinet.
So, you've collected all this data. You've connected all the dots. Now what? Well, this quote from the source material absolutely nails it. Having the data is one thing, but the real power, the magic of the whole system, is in the analytics.
And what do we even mean by analytics? It's pretty simple, really. It's about turning all that raw data into actual strategic insights. It's about finally being able to move past just knowing what happened and starting to understand why it's happening by finding the real cost drivers in your business.
And the system comes loaded with pre-configured reports to help you do this. You can run things like loss triangles to see how your claims are developing over time, which helps you predict future costs. You can pull up lists of your largest losses, or even analyze how effective your safety recommendations have been. And honestly, this is just a tiny, tiny sample. We're told there are thousands of reports you can run.
And these amazing insights aren't meant to be trapped on one person's computer. The system lets you schedule these reports to run automatically, you can export them to Excel, and you can set them up to be emailed out to whoever needs to see them. It gets the data into the hands of the people who can actually use it.
So, when you put it all together,
The dashboard, the streamlined claims process, the connected data, and those powerful analytics, it all points to one thing. The ultimate goal is to shift your entire company away from just reacting to problems, constant firefighting, and move it towards a truly proactive, data-driven strategy for managing risk.
And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to think about. If you could connect all of your organization's risk data in one place and actually analyze it, what hidden trends, what overlooked cost drivers do you think you would find? It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it?